Okay, welcome to Multiple Streams by Any Means, a podcast where we focus on showing our people different paths to generational wealth. I'm your host Bam. We have a co-host
Jason Wyatt Pro.
Okay, today we have a special guest. She's very good at what she does. She's a content creator and she's big in the media space. We have a girl from Harlem, Tamira. How you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for having me, guys. I'm happy to be here. You did, Tamira. That's perfect.
Okay.
Welcome.
All right,
thank you.
This might sound like a crazy question, but where you from?
Oh, well, I am from Harlem, obviously, but I've been in Atlanta the past 10 years. So I like to say I'm a peach from Harlem. So
okay, that's slick.
Yeah, you like that, right?
The best of both worlds. You got that corporate grind from up top, and we got the down south, feet on the pavement type of grind out here. So you said 10 years?
Yeah, so the first actually makes 10 years that I packed up and came out to Atlanta. So.
Oh, for real? You just came out here on a whim?
Yeah, I was tired of living in my mom's house. I was back from college for a while. Living in New York is pretty much impossible to get. And I grew up in a nice brownstone. So, when I went, apartment hunting, I was like, this is what y'all want me to live in? And for this amount? I just was like, I would never be able to afford the type of life I wanted at that age. And live in the space that I wanted to in New York. So I was like, let me go to Atlanta. It's a happy medium. It felt like it was gonna give me the Southern hospitality, but still that city feel. I didn't feel like it was be too big of a culture shock. I had never even been to Atlanta before. Didn't know anybody here. I just packed. I found something online, applied, got approved, and got on a plane on the first of the year.
Oh, did somebody put you on game about Atlanta, or you just I
don't know. I think I didn't really know anybody that was living here. There was a little buzz about a few of us coming out here, but like I said, that was 10 years ago. It got really big probably 2-3 years after I came here. A lot of people from Brooklyn and the Bronx came, but my first few years out here, I was kind of on my own with it. Unless you had went to Clark or went to college out here, it wasn't that normal for people to just kind of come up here. I definitely never thought I would be leaving Harlem. I didn't even think I was going to go away to college. I remember talking to people how do you leave this place that you know?
This Harlem is a dope, from what it sound dope to me, Harlem, one of them places.
Yeah, so just growing up in Harlem, we always thought we were celebrities. I grew up with, I grew up with, my circle was Tiana Taylor and A$AP Rocky and all of us. We all literally sleepovers and went to parties together and Tiana's Sweet 16. I'm in her Sweet 16 on MTV. So it's we really always had that kind of energy about ourselves. And I think that's why we kind of grew into that. We always knew that we were that girl and that guy, and we all had our own crews, and we just lived a crazy life at such a young age in Harlem that I think it really was preparing us for where we were going to be in our adult lives. So loved being from Harlem. I love what Atlanta also taught me. I remember when I first came out here, I seen these ladies, they were walking towards me, and I'm like, I'm gonna fuck them up. I'm like, what y'all looking at? I'm like, yeah, I'll slap a shot at all these bitches. And they were like, hello. And I was like, oh, shit. I was like, all right, you are not in Harlem anymore. So I think that camera, okay, let me mind my business. So I was like, oh, you are not in Harlem anymore. So I was like, okay, let me tone it down. And then but you have the reverse reaction when you go back to New York. So I'll be in New York speaking to people in the elevator and they'll be like, bitch, you know me? And I'll be like, oh, I forget, you're not supposed to speak. So you really got to code switch, once you go back and come in here. So really got the best of both worlds. So I can't complain. Happy about that.
When you say live the crazy life, you mean just with fun, parties, things like that?
Oh, yeah. We were we had... y'all had cascades out here and stuff like that, but our skating ring turned into a full-blown party after midnight. So you took the skates off and it was a house, a dance party, yeah. Mm-hmm. So we were doing that at the age of 12 outside to 2 o'clock in the skating ring. I started going to 21 and older clubs at 16. So we were outside, we were living the life, really young, having a good time. Like I said, we all had crews, so we just thought we were it. Everything you see in the movies, that's exactly what was going on. Yeah, real life.
We had Skate Town on Old National. Yeah. Skate Town,
That was our little teen thing.
See, that's what I'm saying. But see, do teens have parties like that nowadays? I don't think they had teen parties like how we had.
I want to know.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, see, like I grew up in New York. DJ Webstar was really big, so he made music for the teenagers and threw parties just for teenagers. And now it's like, who's doing that for the kids? So the youth are just outside. There's just no boundary between what kids do nowadays and adults do. It's like we listen to the same music, we dress at the same places. Everybody's shopping at Fashion Nova. Everybody's listening to Drake and Sexy Red. There's no Britney Spears, Boyz II Men, Brandy for these kids nowadays. Like so.
Yeah, because what I was hearing, it costs too much to promote pop artists for labels or something like that. And then like a lot of rappers, we actually put a lot of hustle into it ourselves. Like we'll actually go out there and put our show together, put our little hustle money together. It seems like it costs more to promote the pop stars.
I know it costs more to promote R&B just because they have more instruments involved in it, and like if you got to bring a live like piano or guitar, all that type of stuff goes into it. But pop stands for popular, so pop music stands for popular. So it should already be type popular if it's considered pop. So I don't know. I don't pay attention. That's
not. But listen, what I'm saying. Like a little black kid, we got water boys out there. They'll walk up the street miles and miles, CDs and water in their hand. Versus like someone that's a pop star, like who we say, like Britney Spears. She ain't finna be out here hustling like a nigga. You know what I'm trying to say?
I hear you, but just to counter that one, Justin Bieber did that. He was outside singing on the corner playing his guitar, hustling.
That's one. Not too many Justin Biebers though.
Yeah, I agree. But see, the Water Boys, this was a big argument we used to have because I was all for the Water Boys in the beginning, but then they didn't know how to
act,
pivot properly, and then it was like, okay, when we don't want water, I love that they went towards merch and stuff like that, but they're because I kept saying like, you cannot come to my window banging in the wintertime. Get some tea, sell something else that I want, get some candy or something. Like I'm like, switch your approach. It's not summertime. In the summertime you got ice cold water. Yes, people gonna open their windows, but in the wintertime, switch it up. So okay, they got merch, but then they just started wilding on people. Like we gotta wrap our hands around the youth and teach them when we see that they are interested in stuff like that and they got something. Somebody gotta come around and guide them how to do it. Teach them a little bit of business etiquette and hospitality. No matter what you're doing, hospitality and just having manners and some type of grace always works. So I really think that they could have been big. I've run into Water Boys with the Boys in the Hood, same exact merch in other states, in New Orleans when I was out there. So I don't know if it was the same guys and they were just taking it on the road.
I actually just met Big the other day. He's like over the merch and all that type of stuff. So we're supposed to be sitting down with him pretty soon too, man. So
yeah, so they taking it on the road. I love that. Shout out to that.
I got some of their merch. I got a little hat from them boys.
Yes,
they
like
they almost forced me to get
it. Yeah, but I will say like I am not too fun of like the whole run up on the car thing.
Yeah, no, and that could get dangerous, especially in a place like Georgia. That's and
then it's kind of like what you were saying, like as far as not really you switching up between how you act and you. I'm not gonna switch up how I act. I don't give a damn, you know what I'm saying? You run up on me.
You run on my car, you running up on my car.
Yeah, I'm not gonna roll. It's like I don't really have small bills like that, so it's like I'm not finna
go in my pocket.
Nah, I'm not finna go in my pocket, bro. You caught me at a bad time. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I used to do stuff similar. I used to I would keep like snacks, like not no water, because water it just seemed nasty. But like snacks and stuff, I might have some snacks while I'm on a train, and between just between going from where I was like College Park train station where we started all the way to where we was going, I'd be able to make a few sales here and there. So I respect the trade, but at the same time, I am kind of like, and because they get aggressive, you know what I'm saying? I remember one time I was driving, the dude kind of ran toward my car, I ignored him, and then he kept, whatever. So I go across the street, that's where my building was. He ran all the way across the street, and I hop out the car. He damn near like, bro, what's up? I'm like, bro, I just told you cross the street at the light, bro. I'm not interested, bro. Get about my face, bro. And he looking like, bro? You like 17, 18, bro. It's dark, bro. Just chill. He might have said something like, man, fuck you, bro. You
that's exactly what everything. They do. Yep.
One of these days, somebody take all this shit away. I'm like, whatever, man.
That's why I just put the gun on my lap when I pull up to the light. You know exactly what light they at. That one before you get on the highway, just put the gun right on your lap, and that's it. Don't even walk over here. Don't look in the car. Just keep it. And they get the hang.
Message.
And that's
it. Get the hang.
That's how you deal with them.
So growing up, did you have any like side hustles that you recall?
When I was in college, I used to sell Dutchess. So I went into college upstate. So it's freezing up in Utica. So we had to walk to the gas stations to get our smoke wrap of choice. And back then everybody was smoking Dutchess. So my corner store for my block, they used to give it to me for like $45. And it used to have 55 Dutchess in it. My mom would mail it to me. And I used to sell them for $2.50. Cool. So yeah, so that was that. I felt like that was kind of legal a little bit. I don't know how illegal that was, but it's not like alcohol, weed. Tobacco. It's not drug paraphernalia. It's tobacco. Oh wow.
I mean, it's in the old days. Well, you know what I'm saying?
You could go to hell anyway. So.
Statute of limitations. It happened 50 years ago.
Right. Yeah, but yeah, no, definitely happened way over statute of limitations. But yeah, I felt like that was something that was smart because you couldn't smell it. It wasn't like I was doing like that. And you know the people who was doing smoking backwards or papers or blunts. So I knew who my target audience was. I wasn't like, it wasn't something where people would be knocking on my door all crazy or like it wasn't that crazy. So I didn't figure it was gonna have too much risk. I thought it was worth the reward. It was doubling. Well, actually, it was all profit for me because my mother was just sending it to me like, "Oh well, if you ain't gonna ask me for the extra little coin this week, then go ahead." So that was one. And then in school, when I was in high school, we used to get lunch tickets. And I don't know what I used to do, but I used to get everybody to give me their lunch tickets some way. And I used to sell them to people who didn't have lunch tickets. And then I would get everybody snacks and then resell the snacks. I don't know how I used to do that. I think everybody just, like, I was a popular girl, so people kind of just wanted to, like, I'll be like, oh, let me have your Doritos. You ain't gonna eat those. And they'd be like, yeah. And then I'd be like, yo, I got these Doritos for $1 right here. Like, so I just used to just find ways, like, and dice and card games. Me and my boyfriend in high school, we used to have a way to cheat when we used to play spades. So we used to kill everybody after school in the spades game.
What you mean? Like how y'all was cheating in the spades game?
I'm not gonna tell you how. No, we didn't have, but we had signals. Still do it? Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And that was what, 15 years ago. That is my spades partner. I ain't telling nobody our secret. But okay. Yeah, we know how to get some money. So but we got a little code we would do that, and then of course rolling dice in the staircase during classes was always a good one. Like
any big dice games that you recall back in the day? Like any
I had to stay away from that stuff. Like I was always scared about that because once people start walking the ATMs and then I done seen so much money on the floor and I get scared. Like my mom did not grow up like raising me to be in the hood, and I just thought I was I thought I was the hood princess. So I was outside trying to be down, running around the project. And I just was like, and then I'd be like, oh no, I'm not as down as I think I would. I'm gonna go hide in between two cars while y'all do this real quick.
Let me out.
So yeah, I'm good. I think I might have literally probably only been to a gambling spot twice, and that's like unbelievable for somebody from Harlem. Like, what, you only been to a gambling spot twice?
So what, you was selling them?
No, we used to do gambling spot in just like the staircase or like in the. This is when I'm like in high school, so it would just be like in the staircase or the lunchroom table or in the backyard or something like that. But like when we got a little bit older and the guys actually started having real money, I was staying away from them dice games. I ain't play that. I'm an only child and grandchild. I was not gonna go tell my mama something happened because I wanted to be cute at the dice game.
So ironic. As far as you were saying, we was talking about the water boys. You were kind of like the water girl in high school.
Yeah, that definitely was it. And I definitely even thought about water one time because I remember the first time I went to Costco and I seen that water was only like $7.99 and it came with 24 bottles. And I was like, is anybody else seeing this? I was like, this is crazy. But
no, the math started mathing.
Yeah, the math was definitely mathing. Yeah. But see, we ever sold? I should have sold nutcrackers. That was a big thing when I was growing up. That's like a drink. You put like fruit and cheap alcohol in it, and probably Kool-Aid or something. I don't know what they put in it, but you sell it like out your house. So really, teenagers mostly just come and you got the nutcracker lady and you go get it, and it's open all times of night. So, but yeah, that's a good hustle in the hood too. So. I didn't do that, but
bootlegging.
Yeah, the bootleg. We had different bootlegs. Like our bootlegs was real bootlegs. Like the corner stores that were next to liquor stores, when the liquor store would close, they would sell the bottles. Ooh. Yeah, so it for like a little, like $10 more, but that was our version of bootleg.
Prices.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Shoot, yeah. So the clubs got messed up when New Yorkers came down here, but that's a story for another day.
I mean, somebody got to show you how to do it. You know, at the end of the day.
Yeah, but see, Atlanta was so nice when I first got here. Drinks was $10. Yeah. Everybody was having fun. So people were dancing. Coming. And then sections happened, and then you never seen it.
But they still had them other clubs that just don't mean it's lit. Like, they still have some places where it be filled up, where they getting their money from, like, the door. Mm-hmm. But them sections be, like, smaller, and the clubs be smaller because the sections take up all the space.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
why you don't have the dance floor no more, because the sections take up all the space. So now everybody's just in the club. That's like I like it.
It's like a wax museum. We all just clean as hell. Mm-hmm. Ain't nobody
staring
talking.
At each other.
Ain't nobody talking.
It's a fashion show. That's what I say.
The niggas dressed up for the niggas and the women dressed up for the women.
That's 100%
you know what
true.
I'm saying? They trying to make sure I'm flyer than him. I'm trying to have fun, bro. I ain't trying to be. I'm trying to be fun, comfortable, have a good time. But for all they do is drinking and look.
100%.
More bottles coming left. The bottles do all the dancing.
That's the only dancing you gonna see all night.
That's the only dancing. The bottles got
coming out. That's a fact. But that's why I like the R&B parties out here. I think that's a good way to kind of get everybody to vibe together, have a good time, still do the looking and all that stuff, but at least like you're gonna be bopping and doing your little gangster two-step or something. So that's why I don't go to clubs anymore. I said I'm gonna start going to clubs again next year. But R&B Wednesday at Red Martini is my favorite spot out here.
I live like almost directly. I live right by Red Martini. Yeah. I go there sometimes. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I live over there too. So
you
my neighbor.
Oh yeah, we neighbors.
Yeah.
All right. So did you go? Where did you go to college?
I went to Utica, upstate New York. I got a Syracuse diploma. I went to school for public relations and journalism.
Makes sense.
Then I started my master's in early childhood education at City College, and then I dropped out because I didn't get straight A's. So I was sad about that. I got 1 C, and I was like, I'm never coming back here. Yeah.
What you get to see in?
What class was that? It was a class that I did not. It was the class I thought I was gonna get an A in. Like that's why that's probably why I was so hurt.
How you think you like? Did you have an A the whole semester and then boom a C?
Yeah, I think I turned in my last project late or something. I think I just was feeling cocky. Then like I was just having too much fun. I was like 25 back in New York. And I was getting straight A's all semester, so I probably just was like, oh, I'll give it to her when I want to. And she was like, bitch, please. And then I definitely, knocked that, took them points off. And then I think she gave me a chance to do extra credit, and I didn't do it. I can't remember what it was, because I didn't think I needed the extra credit, because I was like, girl, I got an A. Like, what are you talking about? My mother still has my papers from college on the refrigerator. But, so I definitely was like, I was so heartbroken over that C, because my plan was to get straight A's and then transfer to NYU, because I wanted to go to Ivy League. So I was like, oh, I'm going to do this. And I just thought I had a plan. I'm not smart, but I am smart. I'm not going to say I'm not. But I figured out how to do school.
Yeah,
and school is really just doing what they tell you to do.
That's all it is.
Yeah,
no, but so, for you to want to go to Ivy League, I never wanted a challenge. I never was the type to want to take no honors classes. I didn't see the point, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I didn't see it growing up, but college changed that for me. College.
I definitely didn't want to take, because like people would tell me, I used to ask about the class, like this is a life hack, guys. So if you know anyone that's in school and they're taking any class similar, you got to ask, okay, how was he? You know, how was that teacher?
The teacher. Mm-hmm.
And I'm avoiding all the bullshit. Like if I had a class, I didn't want to drop no class, so I used to ask in advance, and I just wasn't the type to want to take no honors classes. You know what I'm saying? I would just want to take a regular class and get an A versus struggling to get like a B in an honors class.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But that's just me though. You know what I'm saying? I feel like at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? It's just something like.
It really doesn't. It's not like a job. Be like, what was your GPA when you were in college? Like some people ask that, but they don't really care. They hardly even check if you really had your degree. So. But
I will say, if you take the honors class, you will have people with honors class mentalities. Mm-hmm. You know, so that might be a hidden benefit that I didn't get, but. I never was really that cool with the nerds like that, so you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, even if you got like a smart girl in your class, yeah, I might be cool after class, but in class, all hell can break loose. You get away with this A. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was kind of like, so in elementary school and junior high school and all that stuff, I wasn't into it. Like, what happened was I went to talented and gifted school my whole life. So then when I went to high school, I felt like I learned all that stuff already. So I was really confused. I was like, why y'all just learning this? I learned this already. So I was just uninterested in high school. Like I just was like, I know all this shit already. Like I was so bored. So I really just would come take my test and leave. Like I would be like, call me on days that we got classes.
See, you needed that shit.
And
you needed earnest classes.
But see, I didn't go to school. I went to 3 high schools. I got kicked out of all my schools. But when I went to college, the difference between me going to Utica and when I went to CUNY is a lot of what you said. When you're in Utica, you're away, you're on a campus, everybody has that school mentality. Everybody's there to go to school. Everybody's there with the same goals. When I came back to the city and I'm home and I'm with my friends that is getting ready to go to the club, and I'm like, wait, hold on, I get out of class at 8, I'll meet you at the bar, just wait for me. I'm like, order my drinks, because happy I was going to order me 3 of them, and by the time I get there, so like, it was completely different because I didn't have that mindset around me. I wasn't around everybody trying to accomplish the same goal as me. So when I came back, I don't know, I just was like, it's not a straight A, and then I just gave up on it. So, but it is a lot about
how you get kicked out of 3 schools?
My first school I got kicked out of, it was a Catholic school. They just asked me not to come back. That's the way they put it. You're supposed to get 3 slips. Okay. You're supposed to get 3, but you're only allowed 3 slips all 4 years you're there. I got 10 my freshman year. So, but they would give you slips for anything, like, oh, your earrings are too big or your skirt. Like, it was just, they really just picked on me like all the time. Like, and they said that I was the ringleader of my freshman class, and that's why they didn't invite me back. My soft.
They said that about him too.
Yeah, see, well, look at us. We're leaders. Yes. Don't be mad at us for being leaders. And then, kind of the same thing happened. I was leading this war between Brooklyn and Harlem.
A leading a war?
Yeah, it was a war. It was a war going on.
Like a school war?
Yeah, we was going to war, and it was a lot. Yeah, it was a lot going on. No, it was, what happened was this. I don't know what happened. This girl did something one day when I wasn't at school, and everybody came up to me and told me she did it. So I was like, why would you bring your boyfriend to our school? Like, if you got beef with one of the boys, like, we handle that in school. Don't be bringing outsiders to our school, because they could come with guns. They could do, like, I felt some type of way about that. Like, handle that shit in house. Don't bring nobody outside of our school with it. So when I went to her to approach her about it, her boyfriend headbutt me in the head, like, boom, like, was trying to protect her, like, don't come to my girl, and then like hit me like that. And whoa. I was like, he hit me. And then it was over. Oh, shit. And that was just the first day. And then the next day I didn't come to school because I knew it was going to be a war. And they had a war. And then I came the next day. But I came with my whole block the next day. Yeah, so they was like, girl, you gotta go. Yeah. So they kicked me out, and then I went to my last high school, and oh my God, them kids were slow. Them kids were slow in that school. Like I really didn't go to school that. Like they were so slow that the boy from when I was in elementary school, the slowest boy in my elementary school was the smartest boy in that school. Like they praised him. When I came in, I don't want to say his name, but they were like, I'm calling him D. So they were like, you know D? And I'm like, yeah. They like, wow. They like, wow. I'm like, we went to school from pre-K all the way to 8th grade together. And they like, he's so smart. And I was like, who? I'm like, he went to summer school every year since 3rd grade. And they just thought he was a smart. And I just was like, I gotta go back to Catholic school. I was like, this is like public school education just be failing people. And that's why I'm an advocate for changing the curriculum and getting more tangible classes available for Black people, and also educating your own kids. Yeah,
I was gonna say I'm more of a fan of like charter schools.
Yeah, charter schools are big in Harlem right now, so that's the biggest. Pretty much, that's the popular thing that's going on right now. But due to gentrification and a lot of other factors that's going on, the kids that are supposed to reap the benefits of the charter schools aren't reaping the benefits of it. There's also a lot of, because I went to school for a while ago, so I'm not that fresh on it. It's about at least 10 years ago. But there's a lot of downsides to charter schools that they don't talk about, especially in like the KIP programs and things like that.
Yeah, that's just charter school. I was thinking of the KIP program. My little brother went there.
Yeah, so and I understand why they are as militant, and I understand the reasons why they do the things, but I do also understand the long-term negative effects that they could have. Yeah. And teaching is hard in general because you're responsible for shaping someone into an adult, and teaching them on how to.
Parents' job.
It is the parents' job, but you got to think about it. Teachers spend more time with kids than their parents do, especially if your kids do school and then go to after school, and then God forbid they have some type of activity or something. You're really only seeing them at nighttime to put them to bed and in the morning when you're getting them up. So who is educating your kids is very important. I mean, you have to make sure that they're in a school that align with your views and what you want and what you want your children to learn. That's why charter schools are important, because you get to vote and you could kind of vote on curriculums and things of that nature. But that's why my mom was big on putting me in also private tutoring outside of school. It's not just the school's job. Like you said, I agree. I worked with kids. I worked with 6th grade girls. That's the worst group of girls you could deal with in the South Bronx. I understand that it's not just the teacher's job, but you have to be on the same accord, because if you're learning ABCD is at school, and then when you go home, they're teaching you XYZ, it has to make sense. It has to line up. Like, if I'm teaching you to say yes ma'am, no ma'am, and then you go home and you're like, bitch, motherfucker. The things, you're confusing your kid. And that's why I say, like, the parents and teachers have to be on the same page. That's why making lesson plans and educational plans and a real long-term plan for your kid with a teacher is very important. So,
and another thing you said too is like, even just when you get adults, like, people just think that school's out, like, just like you said, school, like, the people that's going to learn the most is the people that's going to have the parents or whatever that assign things outside of school, or, make sure they're in programs. It's the same with, like, your career too, because I feel like if people will go to school, they're graduating, they just get a job and there's that. But the people that's going to conferences or events or, like, networking, like, you understand that, they the ones going to see 6 figures, 7 figures and things of that nature. So I just feel like, speaking of education, you read books?
I'm a big reader.
Okay, what's your favorite book?
My favorite book?
Or what's any favorite book? Like, give me a couple of your favorite books.
So just because I'll be a basic hoe, The 4 Agreements, of course. I just think that sums up every self-help book I've ever read. If you don't read any of the other bullshit, I feel like that one book is easy to read, straight to the point. I could read that. I try to read it 2 times a year. One of my favorite, like, just like a book that had a dope, like, kind of plot to me. I read it when I was younger, but it's called The Giver. I thought that was a really good book. And then, what's a book I read recently that Stephen King. I'm reading a crazy Stephen King story, and I don't even know what's going on with it, and I gotta Google it because I'm so confused and I'm so anxious about getting to the end. So I like a lot of murder mystery. So yes, but I'm a book reader.
I got one for you, man. Christmas. Called Navigate the Great, GPS the Road to Riches. You actually can find us on Amazon. It's actually in my bio for under BAM Concepts. Here you go. It's your Christmas gift.
And you wrote this yourself?
Wrote it myself. No AI. Just all,
Oh, no AI.
This is my literary
It's a shot
skills.
to y'all.
Yep.
So what's the purpose of the book?
It's a self-help book. So I combine a lot of my favorite concepts from different books that I've read. And, I even threw in some hip-hop quotes. So if you ever heard of Think and Grow Rich, we got Think and Grow Lit. This is a chapter in that book.
Oh, I like that. I just grabbed that book.
Yep, we got like how they do Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I put Rich Uncle, Poor Uncle.
Okay, that's smart.
I gave a scenario.
I see what you're doing
from
here.
From an uncle perspective. Anyone that's familiar with Young Jeezy or Jeezy himself, he has a quote that he used in the song, it's a hook called "The world is yours and everything in it is out there. Get on your grind to get it." And I use that as terms of like manifestation, how you can manifest things in your life. It's things like, and just making sure you work for it. So like even Michael Jackson, Jordan had a quote: "You'll miss 100% of the shots that you don't take." So we just pretty much got a self-help book and got a few elements in there showing how I was able to persevere through some of the simple things I went through in life. And yeah, it's a self-help book, man. So you guys make sure you go to Amazon.com.
How long did it take you to write this?
So I was so on and off, but maybe still 6 months.
6 months. Wow.
Yeah.
And what's your favorite business you have? Because it says you're a serial entrepreneur. What's your favorite business?
My favorite business. So the main, the thing that pretty much got me here is I'm a reseller. So buy, sell, trade. So basically, I started in college. I basically
sneakers.
Yeah, I do sneakers as well. So I started up in college. It would be like I would flip people's textbooks. So the people.
Oh, that was a good one too.
eBay, or like if you had a pair of shoes that you went to the club, you could sell them to me. I'd be the person that either buy them or I'll list them online.
My best friend growing up was a sneaker reseller.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what's up. So buy, sell, trade. I feel like it's the epitome of any hustle. I sold candy when I was younger and things of that nature. So I've always pretty much been a reseller. And pretty much just this. I'm able to. My whole thing is just showing people different ways to make money. And just also influencing people to shop with. Shop within the black dollar, keep the black dollar circulating. So, it's one of the purposes of podcasts, whatnot. So,
Why don't we shop? Why doesn't the black dollar stay in the black community?
Just influence. People. It's the same reason why your best friend or your little cousin they might not be subscribed to your channel, your podcast, or they might not even follow you or look at your stories. But these strangers support you, so people just rather support strangers. And when we keep, we feel like, and the designers that do make Fendi and Gucci and all that, Louis Vuitton, they do have more history as far as like understanding what quality is and luxury is. But at the same time, me personally, I like, I pretty much make sure that I always pretty much shop black on. I try to keep some black on things going on. I'm not necessarily racist. I will wear some designer things of that nature, but
I try to be racist.
Yeah, but for the most part, I just feel like influence. Like the grass always gonna look green on the other side, to these niggas. And I just feel like that's it. And then people be trying to go over people's heads. So another thing is, instead of people looking at black on clothes, like, okay, like me personally, I'm like, I can get fresh for $250. Wear a whole new outfit for $250. I do like to wear like designer accessories because I like to do both. But even when I buy jewelry, I buy jewelry from my black jeweler.
That's good.
My boy Grease shop. My boy Grease and Lean Diamonds. And I just feel like people be trying to go over their head, like, because if I can get an outfit for $250, people ain't the people that's not that creative. They got a little more money, like the old school dope boys or the athletes.
They just
say,
gonna go straight to.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear some $5,000 shit. You can't wear this. You know what I'm saying? So I be feeling like that because it's expensive. They can go over people's head, and I just be feeling like I like going to them because it's not that expensive, and I can still be clean
and fresh.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like I feel like. So the same reason why people go above and beyond, I'm just gonna keep it simple. Like I'm gonna just wear some $200 outfit or what have you. You know what I'm saying? And I might mix it in just so them people understand. Like, okay, because at the end of the day, I am into marketing, and I do have to get my point across. I'm not saying that I haven't really met that many black eyewear designers or black watch designers that I could just go to as far as like luxury. So you do got to show people sometimes. You don't have to. But when I'm in certain rooms, it doesn't help. It doesn't hurt to have a little bit of jewelry on. But for the most part, I just feel like people be trying to go over people's head. Like even when I go to certain restaurants, it's like you got full. We both ate the same amount of food calories. I spent 100. You spent 700. So it's like I feel like I get a bigger bang for my buck. But people want to go above your head. Well, fuck that. You can't eat this $700 shit. I can if I want to. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm not comparing myself to you. I don't give a damn. Like even like with cologne, like I'm not the type to get no $500 Baccarat cologne or Clyde Christensen, whatever. I go to Macy's. My cologne bottles be like $150 retail, but I'm paying like $80, $90 for them, and I got flavors. You know what I'm saying? Versus trying not to smell like this or try to be above this. I just find what's in my weight class and I just stick to it. You know what I mean?
Your lane.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Why you think the black dollar don't circulate?
Because it's not cool. We like to do what's cool. If we made shopping within a black dollar cool, it would be. The only thing that we've managed to make cool is Yeezys. Even with Teflon, people be like, why y'all wearing that Teflon? Why let's leave that to the kids and stuff like that. And I just hate when we if we have something negative to say about our own, just don't say it. Like you don't have to say it. Keep your comment to yourself. When other races have bad experiences or they don't like something, they don't run to scream and shout and tell everybody how much they didn't like it. They might tell that person so they can improve and get better, but they don't make it their mission to let the world know that they didn't get sat 5 minutes. They stood online for 5 minutes before they got sat, and they don't love the design of the bag or whatever it is. It's just like we we're so focused on being the first one to hate something, be like, oh, that's not cool, and oh, I don't like it, y'all all like that, I don't like that. Like, it's just all a competition of nothing to be nowhere fast, and I just hope we break that cycle. When we do shop with each other, we're way more, the standards are just unrealistic, way higher. I seen somebody tweet the other day, like, the last 10 times I went to Chipotle, it was horrible, but I know this 11th one is gonna hit. And I'm like, y'all would never do that with a black owned establishment.
They
you go to McDonald's, the ice cream machine never works. You go, you get cold fries, you gonna leave, but you gonna come back and be like, last time I was here, my fries was cold, but you gonna come back. You're not gonna go on the internet and write a 0-star review for McDonald's. Man, that's my problem.
Tell you, a nigga forget to put ketchup in your bag at the
black it's over. they not even paying attention. This is what I'm talking about. They don't pay attention to customer service.
They gave me 4 napkins. I need at least 5 of these motherfuckers.
Exactly. Like, it's just unrealistic. And then I just feel like we come in with a more critical eye already. Like, we like, black owned, let me see. Like, the preconceived notion that they're already gonna just not greet you or have attitudes, and to me that's just bullshit, because we as a black community have been complaining about Jamaican people attitudes in restaurants for years, but we have no problem going to Jamaican restaurants. We know we say if the more the attitude the better the food, so we pick and choose when we want to deal with certain things. Yeah, the Chinese people, you know, they be in there, how they up, buy, get out. But y'all gonna go to the Chinese restaurant every time, Susu, stop playing with me before I come knock your teeth out. You be like, no, I ain't not playing with y'all, corpo. Yeah, come on, they do all that, and y'all be sitting there, cause she played Lil Jeezy in the background. Now you'd be like, oh, she cool though, she cool. Like, and then that's what I'm saying. Like, the Asians, they get most of our dollar because they have our Chinese restaurants, they have our 99-cent stores, they have our beauty supply stores. They own the fabric companies that even when we do go into business as black entrepreneurs, we're buying from them. They're our vendors. So it's just really, we gotta get on the ground and really make our own resources and understand we are bigger than trucking, event spaces, hair selling, liquor sponsors. Like, we're bigger than those things. There's so much more we could be doing, and I just really want us to promote each other and know that we could work with each other. That was one thing I loved about Atlanta. When I came here, everybody was like, what do you do? Because I do this and we could do this together. It's not like that in New York. In New York, it's just like, word, you do that, everybody do that, nigga. I'm really the one who really do that shit. Like, it's not like in Atlanta. It's like, let's do something together. Word, you do. Oh, what you need? You need. My sister's a hairstylist. I got you. I'm gonna put you in connection with her. In Atlanta, it's just way more like, let's get to the top. Let's meet there. In New York, it'd be like, nigga, I'll see if you get there. You gonna get lost though. I'm gonna get up there first. So like, but that put a different drive in you too. So that's why I really am thankful. I came here when I was 25, I think. So I got a good balance of life and really knowing how to have that little southern hospitality and gentle in you, but still have that New York hustle. So good balance.
Yeah, true. What's that you started doing when you first got to Atlanta though? You say about 10 years ago?
When I first got here, I was running restaurants. So I was a GM at several restaurants. I had opened up a few restaurants out here, some chains from New York, and then came out here and opened them. I think that's the only thing I did while I was out here. One time I tried an office job, almost died. That was the most miserable thing. I called my mother crying every day. Like, there's no way people just sit at computers all day and transfer files. I have so much respect for people who do that, because I was miserable. Like, I was like, this is not what life could be like. Yeah. Not waking up, going to the office at 9, sitting in front of a computer all day, listening to your co-workers freaking Spotify playlist. Like, you don't want to hear. Like, shout out to people who do that, because I know, like, y'all do that to take care of your families and hustles. I have nothing but respect for y'all, but I couldn't do that. I literally was miserable. That was not the thing. But one thing about Atlanta, you gonna find something. If you looking, or it's gonna find you.
Especially if you're not from here.
Yeah. Well, see that
people from here, we can't find a damn thing. We out here struggling.
I love Atlanta, especially like being from New York. Everybody showed me so much love, and then like I was easily able to integrate into the. That's really how I got popular in Atlanta a little bit, just being in the club scene. So being outside really, like when you from New York. Like when I came out here, Obi was the big promoter out here. Obi the promoter. Yeah, Obi's from New York.
You ever went to his restaurant?
I haven't been to the breakfast spot yet. And
I went there with my buddy.
I'm gonna go. I keep telling him I'm gonna pull up and I'm gonna do a review with him.
I love that spot. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I went there one time. He was there too.
That's good. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna make it my mission to go first week of the new year.
Nah, it's good.
Yeah, so because of being from New York and running restaurants, I know a lot of the restaurant owners. I know a lot of the party promoters. So I was easily able to kind of like, I didn't know I was going to come out here and know people, but they were like, oh, nah, Obi's out there. Go to Obi party. I started going outside with Obi. Then I met the other promoters and I met the DJs. And it was just easy for me to kind of navigate. Then I just had my own circle and started just expanding, going to different. And then that's what I say, like there's different levels and different circles within circles. So then once you start peeling back those layers and getting into different circles and stuff like that, it all really depends on what you want. I could have stayed in a party circle and been like, I want to be a party girl, but I didn't do that. I didn't turn into a bottle girl, nothing like that. I knew that wasn't what I wanted to do. So I managed my restaurants, did my connects, and then when the time presented itself, shift gears. So.
Okay, what was the name of one of them restaurants you managed?
I've managed Spice House in Lithonia. I've managed Tom, Dick, and Hank on Ralph David Abernathy.
Okay.
I've managed
Black Owns.
Yeah, well, okay, I'll stick with Black Owns then.
Yeah, okay. Continue.
Let me see what else I got. Why does my memory so bad?
Nah, it's all good.
Who else? Yeah, well, I've opened. Oh, okay, let me see. Oh, I was just over at Cam Newton Spot Fellowship.
Okay. Shout out to Cam Newton.
Where else was I at? I gotta remember. I have a horrible memory, but yeah, that's just a few. So, and I've always stayed in the restaurant industry. Even like right now, trying to pursue building myself as a media personality. I do want to go back to restaurant, at least waitressing, because that's easy money. Like I always say, if you want some fast money, go be a waitress, because you shouldn't be making less than $300, $400 a night if you're a waitress. So, and I don't mean in like
Waffle House.
No, not Waffle House, but even if like I've never worked in like strip clubs or like club waitress, and I don't mean that because I don't want to wear those outfits. I don't feel comfortable wearing the leotards and stuff. Just because I went to school and I was like, my mom would kill me if she paid all that money for me to go to school, and I'm walking around here with my ass out. So I've
as someone that doesn't have to take all of their clothes off just to make it in life.
Yeah, like that's I feel like that's what parents' goals are. Like, please don't keep my daughter off the pole. Don't have her outside half naked.
And it's worse than that pole is that camera where that shit is like forever.
Yeah, no, like the OnlyFans and all of that stuff is crazy. I don't know how people like they just be sitting here, they know when they do it on OnlyFans, sitting in the mansion with them. I'd be like, okay, blood money.
Shame in that game. Like I remember one time I was selling this scripture. I was like, I wouldn't date no porn girl or nobody do OnlyFans. I was thinking hypothetically, but she looking like, ain't nothing wrong with that. She might have said the girl that you think that don't do all that, she probably even worse. I'm like, well, the bitch ain't on camera.
Right.
If she can't go to school and her son get into a roast competition and he say, okay, shut up. That's why your mama suck
dick all in the back of her throat. Like, no, that is like I can't. That is, I don't want that ever for my kids. But like the reality is, in 20 years from now, niggas gonna be like, so did your mother, and then everybody gonna be like, oh, I got your mother OnlyFans link right here. Well, I got your mother back page. Like, it's just gonna be a battle of the whores,
battle of the sexes.
Mom whores. Yeah, like there we go. Battle of what are they called? Sex workers. There we go. Let's label them right.
What do you think is a key component in running a restaurant?
Systems and operations. I think you have to have a really good system in place. Have a manager you trust, because I've ran into so many restaurants where the manager's stealing and not. Employee theft is going to be your biggest thing. Me being from New York, like I started off as a waitress, so I know every trick to the trade. I know every finesse you could try to do. I don't play none of that. So I was good at clipping a lot of stuff before it happened, like changing tips, using cars, do other everything. I'm already ahead of the game. So as a manager, I was able to be ahead of that. Scamming was big when I was running restaurants. Simon from Portia's husband now, I think it is. Mm-hmm. He used to have a restaurant over on 10th and Juniper, and I helped open that restaurant with him. And scamming was a big thing over there. People trying to bang 1942 and stuff like that. But
using them punch-ins.
Yeah, doing punch-ins. See, like, so all of that, I'm not about to punch in your credit card. Like, and then people from Atlanta just wasn't like, waitresses really was oblivious. Like, oh, his card's not working. Can you? No. And let me see who told you to do that.
It's coming
so
back,
I could ban them from coming. So, so having a system in place, having a manager you really trust, and if you have a good system in place, it makes it harder for them to steal. So that's why I'm really big about training your staff properly and having a really good system. A lot of people, and that's the biggest thing I think with Atlanta. And this is why I said, like, we can't be mad at Keith Lee or anything like that. It's just Atlanta culture. Like, even when chain restaurants come here, this shit is not as good. Noble is a prime example of that. Noble is one of the more prestigious restaurants out here, and they could hardly get it together over there. Like, the service isn't that good. The food is kind of, it's not as good as if you go to the Malibu location or something like that. But
okay, I like that, because next time one of y'all chicks try to get me to finesse me to take y'all to Noble, I'm gonna say we can do it, but not here. It's not as good as it is.
Don't be using me as game. But that is true. If you do want that Noble experience, I wouldn't suggest the Atlanta one as your first one, because it's just not as good. So, like, I opened up a Japanese restaurant in Atlantic Station called Gukaku. I had to go to New York to train for 3 months in order to open up that restaurant. That's the standard for that restaurant. You have to train 3 months to be a manager. They have over 55 stores in the United States. 200 worldwide. That is their standard. In Atlanta, none of the managers after me trained for 3 months, because nobody wants to do that. They be like, I want my money. They don't got time for that shit. They couldn't keep it running unless they were importing people from outside to come here. The mindset here is just completely different. Nobody wants to be at a restaurant taking $10 an hour to train for a week or two to get the proper training and then hit the floor and then make the good money. They wanna come in for 3 days, be like, no, I got it. And I'm a big instant gratification person. That's why I loved school, because I love studying, taking a test and getting an A. That's when I started.
But that's the gratification.
But these people, it's not even, because I could see how it
free gratification.
Yeah, that's what they want. They want free. They don't even want to put it in. And then the real issue was that guys started running a restaurant, right? A lot of guys who didn't have any real restaurant experience, want to even run a restaurant, just was trying to either clean some money or find something that they thought would be profitable real quick because they ran into some money.
Trappers.
Yeah, but they didn't have any real hospitality experience. They started hiring people using their dicks. So they got all these beautiful girls that don't know shit, that don't know how to make a drink, that don't really know how to change hookah, that just want to sit there on the edge of the bar, smoke the hookah all day, and you don't have real customer service. You could sit there and be like, hey, what tequilas do you have tonight? Oh, let me go check. This is your job to know what tequilas you have. Like, this is literally what you are here to do, to sell me the tequila you have in the building. Why do you have to go check? Like, that was something you should have learned when you first came in the building. It should have been like, what do we have? What don't we have? What's new here? What's our drink for today? Like, they're not interested in it. And it's just easy money. Once we started adding order gratuity to places, now they don't got to work for it. So, and then they got an attitude when you don't tip on top of the tip. It's too much for me.
Okay, let me ask you that. All right, because the gratuity be hefty, right? Mm-hmm. Say, for instance, it's $100 bill, 20% gratuity, meaning like, all right, so how much should the tip be after gratuity? Do you have to tip after gratuity? I'm so confused sometimes.
No, all right, so last place I worked, like I said, was Fellowship. I think we had 18% gratuity automatically, but I did always expect a little bit extra just because I give really, really good service. And we most likely did get tipped extra on most of our checks. Now, if you're somewhere like Twin Peaks, like just somewhere, my mother always says tip based on service. Don't tip just because you feel the need to. If you had a really good experience, then tip on that. Be like, and then I always let them know, included, but plus $10. So you know, I see that it's in there, but I'm giving you a little extra. And you don't think I'm just only tipping you $10. I know that there was already $20 here, but I am tipping you the extra 10. Tip based off of service. Don't tip. Fuck these girls and they damn attitudes that just want to smoke hookah and get $50 on a $100 check.
Then they trying to ask you to buy them a drink.
Yeah, then they want to drink. It's too much. They drunk too. They forget. You be like, then you inconveniencing them. Excuse me, can I get a napkin? Okay, I got you. And they be like, miss, I'm still waiting for the napkin. Girl, why the fuck you didn't give a napkin when you gave me food? I'm eating French fries. I should have ketchup and napkin here. You know I'm gonna eat with my hands. They don't anticipate people's needs, and that's why Atlanta restaurant industry, it just doesn't focus on that. So I tried to help, but I had other duties to fulfill.
Okay, you have a strong following. Did they come from just being like in the clubs, like working these restaurants, or they just came from you creating content?
That came from me creating content. I've always had a big social media presence in New York, just like all the way back from Skonex days and AIM and MySpace and I've always had social media. I've always been like in that space. But I never really tuned into it probably until about a year ago or 6 months ago, really trying to like step into it. Even when I started the show with Ray, like they had to convince me, like, you're talent now, like stop being the producer, stop like doing everything else, like you can't keep acting like that, you are talent now. Like
how'd you link with Ray Daniels, and what's the name of the podcast again?
So the name of the podcast is called The God Show. It stands for Goats and Underdogs. I met Ray through a mutual friend. Like I said, I think being outside in the clubs, and then I followed him on Facebook, and when he put on Facebook that he was looking to put a media team together, I wrote him on Facebook and I was like, hey, can I be a part of your team? And he was like, girl, what you know about anything? But one thing about Ray is if you ask, he will give you a chance. He'll let you at least present your case. So he was like, my assistant's gonna hit you. And I didn't know Ray was like that type of person. He's like, I'm like, assistant? Who he think he is? So I'm assistant. So his assistant hit me. She was like, hey, I'm Ray Daniels' assistant. I'm like, not saying the whole name. Like, I really didn't think, I didn't know.
It's a brand.
So I was Ray like, Daniels. Okay, excuse me. So I just took it seriously. I didn't take it lightly. I put together a presentation. I came in there the next day and I talked my talk and I did it in front of his whole team. It wasn't just a one-on-one. He had his whole team in there. I came in and I presented myself and they liked what I had to say and they were like, hey, if you want to be down, come join the team with us. And when we started, we didn't have the podcast. It was more of us just trying to start a media company and we were managing some artists, and the podcast came because we were kind of telling the artists, if you just be consistent, you put out content every single day, your platform will grow. Hell yeah. And they not listening, so we're like, all right, bet we'll do it then. I'll show you. I could show you better than I could tell you. So then we started trying to figure out what content we wanted to put out, how we were going to do that, and then we were like, oh, it looks better with the mic. If we look like we talking on a mic, people might think we're really saying some shit. And then Ray was like, I really want to do a podcast. Like, y'all got 20 minutes, we shooting a podcast. Like, let's go. I was like. Because I said I'm a system operations person, so I'm like, okay, so what's the title, what days are we gonna do it, what time, how many? And they were like, he's 10 minutes, be in there, have your questions ready. 10 minutes, like right now, 10 minutes or 10 minutes tomorrow? He was like, go. And we had to go, and it literally went up immediately. The content, the conversations we were having, it just wasn't what other people were doing at the time. And my lack of education on music and Ray's over intellect on music was just a really good balance. I literally knew nothing, so it's like layman's terms, because Ray would say things that he thinks everybody's supposed to know, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that is. Like, what are you talking about? So he'd be like, you don't know it, and I'd be like, no, that's why we're having this conversation, like, so we could decode some of that stuff that you might think is normal knowledge. You'll be like, yeah, and then I'm like, I have no clue what that means, bro. So it was really good to have that kind of really, really unfamiliar person in the room to ask those questions and make sure he was breaking it down in a way that was digestible to anybody who was listening. So that's really how we did it. And we just did Dame Dash, so that was the biggest interview we've done. We got our first 100K video. We've, of course, on like YouTube, I mean not YouTube, on TikTok and IG we get millions of views and stuff like that, but for YouTube that was our first one that hit that mark, so I'm really excited. And they said like it would take you a year to get 100 subscribers on YouTube, and we have like 70K in the first year, so it happened way faster than we thought it was. We were prepared to be doing this for 3 years and slowly climb, so to even be here this fast in this capacity really means a lot to us. So really excited to just keep it going.
When did the show start?
We started it of like September of 2022. So we were about a year and a half in, and the first big name to come on was Jermaine Dupri. He came on because we had said something about Bow Wow on 106 in Park, and Bow Wow and Jermaine, and Bow Wow said something in the comments, and Jermaine Dupri came on to kind of have the conversation, like why he created 106 in Park and how he created it for Bow Wow.
Because Bow Wow said, he said he created kind of for Bow Wow.
Yeah, and then that
Bow Wow was like, no, he didn't.
Yeah,
nigga.
then that went crazy. So I keep trying to get Bow Wow on the show, but he's like, I'm not doing interviews, and I'm like, listen, you can't be arguing in the comments. And
throw him a little cheese. He needed it.
Listen. I'm not paying nobody to come talk to me. You wouldn't come clear shit up, come clear shit up. That's what we're here for. But that was a big thing about us too. We didn't want to go to people at first. We wanted anybody who wanted to come and wanted it to be organic. We wanted them to come to us. We didn't want to be like begging people to come on the show. So about 95% of the people you see on the show, they wanted to come on the show, and that was big to us. We wanted people that wanted to be there, wanted to have conversations, had things to say. That was one of the driving forces. And then just giving people a chance to talk their shit. People don't get to say like, these are my flowers and that's why I deserve it. That's what we wanted people to do, kind of big themselves up and say why they're a GOAT, or say why they feel like they're an underdog and what they need to do to become a GOAT. So
okay, so y'all only interview famous people?
We have a mixture. So we have something called the Underdog Spotlight.
Okay.
The Artist Spotlight, excuse me. And we interview up and coming artists.
Okay.
Ray and Juju will sit down with them and do like an A&R type of meeting.
Yeah.
I have something I'm gonna start in a year. It's called My First Interview, and I'm gonna be doing interviews with artists who've never done interviews before. So if it's your first time and you've never had any type of social media out there and you want to get out there, you can holler at me, and I'll be more than happy to do your first interview with you. So my goal with that is in 20 years, all the artists that are out there, I'll have done their most first interviews. So I think that'd be dope. Yeah. So really want to talk to everybody. That's a big thing. I don't want to only talk to the people that have these amazing stories to tell and already did the game. I also want to talk to people that's figuring it out right now. I want to know what you going through, what's happening in real life, what's in real time. I don't want to already talk to the people that's up there. I want to talk to the people that's common and the people that's next to me and under me. So that's a big thing for me.
What's up? Outside of the consistency, like what else helped y'all grow that channel to that number?
Paying attention, knowing what's going on, what's trending, being really quick with getting on trends. I think that like that was something that we were really good at early on. We used to shoot every day, which is crazy for podcasts. Most podcasts don't shoot every day, and especially not us who have no type of, we don't have a team. So it's really like, what are you doing? Like we're shooting, editing, putting it out. Yeah, and that's what we was doing. It was like us, the assistant and the camera guy sitting there staying up to 6 a.m. every day trying to crank. Because it's one thing to put it out, but then to edit clips and get all that stuff out. So it was a lot. So and then getting us to finally get a system in place and get ready to kind of pull back and say, okay, this is how we could do this. So right now we do 3 shows. We have on Mondays, we have what we call like our interviews, just the God show. And that's when we usually interview a GOAT of some sort. Usually most of those people have a Grammy of some kind. And then Wednesday we do the Artist Spotlight. So either it'll be like just Juju and Ray doing like some A&R type thing, or it'll be all of us just interviewing somebody who might not be the biggest artist but has something in the game or on the way up. And then on Fridays we do the Culture Report, and that's kind of where we do a recap of everything that's going on in the culture and give our take on what's going on in hip-hop and the Black community. So
before we wrap it up, man, I wanted to ask you how has dating in Atlanta been for you these past 10 years? Or you can talk about horrible.
Yeah, dating in Atlanta. You know what I realized when I went home? I realized that I'm just not around niggas that's my type out here. Like, it's not that men, I'm not running into the right man. I just think that, like, I really love New York niggas, and I'm out here in Atlanta, and I'm just like, what am I doing with y'all? So I really just think, like, that's my fault. I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time. But I've had all type of experiences dating in the past 10 years. But for the most part, I've always dated New York niggas while I was out here. So still dating New York niggas, even if I'm in Atlanta.
Scammers.
Pretty much. Scammers, blammers. But I do have a diverse profile. Like my last boyfriend worked at the post office. Okay. See, like, I'm not that bad. I've dated a nurse before. I don't have a type, but like, it's not like, I just like people who like me. Like,
financial wise, the guy that worked in the post office, was they able to hold you down properly financially? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what's up.
Because he wasn't only working in the post office.
Oh, he had some packages on the side. I got it.
But it sounds good for me to be able to say I dated somebody from the post office. So it makes me, I'd be like, my last boyfriend was a post office person. Yeah. But he took care of me probably the best out of anybody. And I've dated basketball players and everything, but like that was one person who really put his best foot forward.
what was some issues with like athletes, like basketball players and shit?
I'm just not a chasing girl. I'm not about to fight for your love and be out here trying to prove I'm one of them. And I'm just not into that. Like, I'll see you when I see you. Like, and they want their ego stroke. They want somebody that they scared of or that is gonna be like, I'm not playing with you. I'm not doing that. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I can only imagine though. Like, I can't. It's like if you're an athlete, you've been on TV. And it's like a lot of access. It's like I feel like it's more than the average person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm not a jealous girl, right? Mm-hmm. So like I remember one time I was out. I think I was in 1145 or something. I was somewhere, but I was at a bar and I was bobbing, and I had tickets to the Hawks game, and I invited the girl next to me, like, "Oh, what you doing tonight?" I'm like, "Come with me to the Hawks game," and she was like, "I'll go with you, but my hair not done." But anyway, we go. She took to the same nigga on the Hawks as me, right? So we like, what we doing? I'm like, "Girl, I don't care." So she like, "All right, come on." He want to go to the club after. I'm like, "Come on, we out." So anyway, but she the one who got the attitude afterwards. Like, I was like, y'all can drop me home. Like, I'm good.
Yeah. Did y'all know this before or y'all found out?
No, we didn't know. We found out literally while we was there. And I was like, you got an issue with it? She's like, I don't care. I was like, well, I don't give a fuck. Like, I ain't married to the nigga. He ain't my nigga like that. Like, so, and I wasn't having sex with him. So I was like, he just gave me some tickets and I just been talking to him a little bit. So I'm like, I don't care. She's like, that ain't my nigga. I said, I'm like, all right, come on, let's go have fun. So we had fun. He dropped me off and then he allegedly dropped off. I don't care. But yeah, she was the one the next day that was like, oh, this is the problem because you be having me in spots with girls and I don't know. Blah, blah. And I was like, see, I'm not doing that. I'm not about to sit here and argue with you. Girl, you can have him. I promise you. I'm good. So I think that's my biggest downfall when it comes to like men like that. Like they want you to chase them and I'm not doing that, bro.
What's the difference between a New York nigga and an Atlanta nigga?
Swag is number one.
Okay.
Swag.
I feel like we got swag out here, but they do got,
y'all have your own swag.
I fuck with New York, you know what I'm saying? I can respect that opinion.
Y'all have your own swag. Swag. Just the aura, the way a New York nigga talk to you, like the vibe is like Atlanta niggas, I don't know what y'all be doing, but it's just not hitting. And I don't know. It's just, I'm telling you, when I was in a bar by myself and I was like, look at all the niggas. I was just so happy. I was like, look at all these men I would actually date. I go out here, I'd be like, why do y'all breathe? Why do y'all breathe? Like, oh God. But yeah, so swag is one. Aura, like the way they talk, the way they approach you, like they coolness. Well, especially Harlem niggas.
They put a lot into every word.
They put what?
They put a lot into every word. Like every sentence be like some slick shit.
Yeah, they gonna talk that talk. So that talk, and just like you gonna have fun with a New York nigga. Like, I don't know. Yeah.
Guess this Atlanta nigga stand no chance with the girl from Harlem.
I tried to date an Atlanta nigga one time, and that nigga had a stripper as a wife and was trying to give me the stripper money. See, this is why you can't be dating.
Trying to pimp.
I was like, he tried to catfish me. I thought he had a little coin. Whole time it's the wife's coin. What is happening here? I was like, oh no, I can't be dating. Atlanta niggas be married. That's why. Atlanta niggas be married. That's the problem. That's my problem. Atlanta niggas be married. There we go. Figured it out.
Okay. All right, you want the guy that's got the plain Jane, or you want the bust down?
I like plain Janes. I love a plain Jane. I love plain Jane. Like really, I don't like all the jewelry. Like a watch, earrings, a good earring, maybe a ring. And I'm very picky about what kind of ring, cause maybe. But I don't need all that change. You can have a little maybe. And I don't know. I don't like all the big pendants and all that no more. Like I'm past that. Like I was just saying earlier, like I don't even want to wear these rings no more. I'm like, I want smaller, dainty jewelry moving forward. Like I'm not messing with y'all in that ghetto shit. So yeah, I think that and it just like, cause I used to have an ex that would be like this. When he ain't get attention, if we was out shopping and he'd be like, and nobody looking at him, he'll and I'd be like, put your fucking sleeve back down, bro. Like, you real like that's where their confidence come from. Oh, no. They don't feel the same.
Atlanta nigga.
Nah, he was from New York. But he was from New York. He's from New York, but he been in Atlanta for like 25 years. He was like a Atlanta nigga at that point. He came here when he was like 19.
He called that New Atlanta.
Okay, so there we go. We'll blame it on that. But when your confidence comes from your jewelry, I can't. If you don't feel the same because you don't got all your chains on and I'm not jacking it. I don't want that. I don't want that. Confidence shouldn't come from jewelry, or it's not what's on you, it's what's in you. So I don't like that. So
what's up? You got anything you want to mention before we get up out of here? Anything you promoting? Any words of wisdom?
Men deserve less. I'm on the tour of Men Deserve Less, but we'll talk about that
less?
later. Yes.
What is that?
Yeah. No, you said we get out of here.
Nah. What that
nothing.
mean?
I'm trying to attack the sassy man apocalypse, and I just want men to go back to building houses and fighting wars and being men. Like I keep asking men, like, do you own a toolbox? Less of hookah smoking, less of gossiping, less of wearing fucking pocketbooks, less nail polish on your fingers, less everything, like less talking. Men used to work. Like let's go back to let's go back a little bit. I'm all about girls. The girls want to be in a feminine energy. Girls want to be soft. We are begging y'all to be soft and to be feminine, but we can't do that if y'all not leading right. I just want leaders. Men be like, oh yeah. Listen, we all want to be led. Girls want to take the back seat. We don't want to drive. I promise you, we don't want to drive. But you have to know how to drive.
So no 50-50.
Jesus. Almost died. I'm not going to lie. Just because of what I expect from myself in the future, I might be the breadwinner in my relationship. And I've come to terms with that in some way. But where I'm at right now, no, because I ain't got no money. But if later on in life...
You look pretty rich if you ask me.
I'm not struggling. I don't want for anything. I do have a good life for myself, and that's my issue right now with dating. Like, if you can't show me anything that I'm not doing for myself, like I'm your neighbor, so I live in a dope building. Like I vacation all the time. I eat. Me and my friends go out to eat. We gonna spend, if it's two of us, we gonna spend $300-$400. So like that's the normal. Like, in the summertime, my budget per day is $250 just going out with my friends, right? That's how much I try to stay in if I'm gonna go outside with my friends. So as a guy, if I can't go out with you and I gotta worry about if this fourth lemon drop is gonna make or break you, I can't. That scares me. And it's not nothing against you. I just don't want to put you in that situation. So I don't want to date you because I don't want to.
That's what I be saying though. Like when people like somebody might look at a chick like, man, she might think you cute, but you can't really keep up with her lifestyle. It's like, why would you set yourself up for failure? You know what I'm saying? If you know that you only can spend $50 right now, don't go with nobody that minimum $500. If they look like they spend $2,500 every time they step out, don't come with that $300, that $400-$500.
This is why I say pay attention. Pay attention. Yeah. That's all you got to do. Pay attention.
Really pay attention to their car
everything. Watch their IG. What do they do all day? If you watch my IG and you see my asses at Noble, Ruth Chris all the time, drinking 1942 lemon, dropping it up, and I be like, this is my 7th lemon drop, and I'm out with my homegirls, and you see it's no niggas there, and you know that's what we do. Please don't bother me and have me sitting here like, word, you want to get another drink? Yes, the fuck I am. Is that a problem? Cause you can leave and we can split this and I'll keep drinking. Yeah, you can get it going. So that's my stay in your lane. Like that's a big thing. I have a show that I'm about to drop next year. It's called Stay Out My DMs Dead Ass, and I'm gonna be talking about that. People staying in their lanes. Whose DMs to slide into? Who to talk to? DM etiquette.
All right. So if somebody was sliding your DMs right now, what type of person is even eligible to slide in your DMs?
Anybody. I respond to all my DMs, and okay, so I'll give you an example. I went on a date the other day, right? Okay. And the reason why I went on a date was because everybody always asks me to go out, but I like when people pay attention. He was like, hey, I got tickets to the Hawks game. It's the Hawks versus New York, though. He didn't just invite me to any Hawks game. He wanted to make sure it was my team, and then I know, you're paying attention to me. You were intentional about this date. You just not like, hey, go eat with me. You put some thought into it. So, or if you know my favorite restaurant, if you pay attention, hey, I know you and your friends always going here. Hey, meet me there next Thursday at this time. I got y'all. But pay attention or make plans. I just don't write me tomorrow. Let's go get a drink. Let's go get something to eat. Act like, oh, if you do, pay attention to it. Be like, hey, I noticed you like X, Y, and Z. I'm actually gonna be there tomorrow. If you don't, pull up on me if you want. If not, it's cool or something like that.
So they gotta spend time observing.
That's your best choice.
Cause normally, I might talk to a chick. They might not even post on Instagram, so I gotta figure it out.
You gotta figure it out. There's gonna be clues. I tell people your social media should be like your resume, right? So I should be able to learn a lot from you about what you do, what you like, what you don't like. And everybody, that's not for everybody. That's not what everybody is. But for me, who is a media personality, you can literally look at my page and study me. You can see what I like to do, where I like to eat, exactly what type of person I am. So, and that's why I'm so transparent about that. And I'll talk about my issues with men, what I don't like, what I do like. Like, I just posted something, I forgot what it was, but I was like, feel free to change my mind on this. Like, I'm telling y'all, like, this is what I don't like, and if there's a man out there that would like to change my mind on this.
What was that post? What did you say?
I think it was me and Big Homie Kodak, shout out to him, arguing about... We were arguing about cooking, and he asked me like to list some of my things that I could cook. And of course, I say all type of shit. I'm like sweet potato pies, macaroni and cheese. I say all these things, and I'm like, Spanish rice. That's one of my specialties. He's like, Google rice, how to make rice. It's just boiling water with rice in it. And then all the comments, the men on my comments, like, women want to get treated better for boiling rice. And I'm like, y'all really idiots. I'm like, could your mother bake a sweet potato pie from scratch? I'm talking about the crust, all that. Like, y'all really skipped over that whole part to argue with me about rice. But anyway,
but that's how the comments go, man. Like,
but I argue back in the comments. That's my favorite thing to do.
It be fun, right?
What? I spend an hour each day dedicated
you
to arguing.
You gotta be sensitive on the shit you say because they don't let you collab and shit or go live sometimes.
Yeah. They
like,
damn. Page. I got in trouble.
I'm just playing like. Then I try to misspell the words so they don't catch on.
They don't care.
They don't give a damn.
They caught me. I can't say men in comments.
Whoa.
I can't collab for shit right now.
It'll tell you. I'll look at your page. It'll tell you when you'll be able to collab again. It tells you how long you been from me because trust me, I'm always been. But I'm not allowed to say men. If I say men in the comment, they report it automatically goes to spam. That's how much shit I talk about men. That word is flagged from me saying. So, yeah, I'm on the tour like. Men deserve less. But like I said, I'm working on something at the top of the year. It's going to be coming out. It's called Stay Out My DMs, Deadass. And I'm going to be telling the guys how to go into DMs properly. Okay. What is their proper tax bracket of girls they should be going after, the do's and don'ts, what to say, what not to say, when to say some shit. Don't let her father die. You be like, oh, sorry to hear that, but I got some dick for you to suck. Like, don't do that. That's not what we're doing. So yeah, I just want to have the conversations. I want to make sure like we're talking to each other properly. I think that's one of the biggest issues in the black community. We aren't talking to each other the right way. Men don't know how to talk to women. Women don't know how to talk to other females. I really want us to figure out how to communicate with each other properly. So hopefully I can start that with this. So working on that, like I said, the God Show. I'm over at Baller Alert every now and then too. I'm really trying to get on radio. So
Baller Alert?
Yeah, I'm from Harlem, so you know Baller Alert. Baller Alert. If that's the proper way to say it. Wait, do it again.
Baller Alert.
Baller Alert. That's how Baller Alert. Yeah, that sounds good. I can't say Maine the right way either. So you know, I don't have my Atlanta slang down. Only thing I say that's kind of Atlanta is finna. And I'm real proud about my finna. Okay. So, yeah, but that, and then of course, check me out on IG, TikTok, Agirlfromharlem. And I just launched my YouTube, so I'm working on that. That's everything Tamira. But yeah, follow me. I follow back. Like I said, I respond to all my DMs. I love to argue in the comments. I have some controversy clips on my page, so feel free to come on in and say your piece, and we could talk about a lot.
Okay. Been another episode of Multiple Streams by any means. Remember, good things go to those that hustle.
Yeah, I love that. Every day we hustling.
Okay.
All right, thank you guys.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Ooh.